What's going on, Leo? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to your collective Leo message. For those of y'all who are new here, Leo messages are dropped on Mondays of every week. And element messages for each element are dropped on Fridays. So if those are things that you are interested in keeping up with, then do make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Please excuse my voice while it's kind of raspy right now, but make sure you subscribe to the channel, okay? These are collective messages, so they may or may not resonate with each and every one of you. However, if you ever feel like you need more clarification, assistance, guidance, or support with your personal energy, do not hesitate to click the link in the description area and book your one-on-one session or service there, okay? With that being said, let's get into your message. All thanks and praise to the Most High. You know their hearts and you know their situations. Can you please give us the cards that we need in order for us to be able to receive the message at hand with an open mind and an open heart? I ask that you give me the words to articulate this message as best as possible, as well as clear anything standing in the way of their clarification, confirmation, transformation, and healing at this time. Ashe. All right, let's get into it right on time. Ooh, Leo. So the first card out is the Sun card in reverse. Let me get a few more and then we'll see what Spirit has for you today. Thank you. Ooh. Okay. Leo, I wasn't expecting that. Even the Sun card is the first card out, so that is definitely big Leo energy. However, this card does come out in the reverse, right? So it's giving me like, damn, Leo, you ain't really like, for lack of better words, like on your shit. It's really giving that you are not being true to you, right? Like not being real true to yourself. So I definitely want you to pay attention to that at this time. Pay attention to like what it is that I guess you're putting into yourself, or even what it is that you're putting out for everybody else to see. Because in some way they like this, wherever you are right now, love, is not giving true to you, right? I'm not sure if you are putting yourself into situations with other people where, you know, you're allowing them to kind of like, I don't want to say manipulate, right? But it's like you kind of allowing them to kind of alter who you are, or maybe even how you show up within your own energy. And you want to be real mindful of that, because you don't want to get so caught up in what somebody else's story is for you type shit, right? You also have the Two of Discs in reverse. So again, going back to that Sun card in reverse and then taking in this Two of Discs, is like you're making shift, right? You're adjusting in certain areas, but I'm not feeling like you're doing it for the right reasons. And I say the right reasons because, again, if you're not doing these things for you, essentially, then you'll end up losing sight of what really counts or what really matters. And with this freaking Hermit card showing up, this Hermit card, like, it's because it's in you, right? If you're making certain changes, you want to make changes based on like what you're supposed to be illuminating or putting out into the world. Does that make sense? And it happens to the best of us, right? We be wanting to put ourselves in situations or even around people or certain circumstances to where, you know, we seem like we're being more appreciated, right? Like, I had someone recently tell me that they felt like I felt like I was showing up and loving somebody else more than I was loving myself was more rewarding, right? This is the words, this is the conversation. Yeah, I feel like because I was like, do you feel like you are showing up for yourself the way that you feel like you're showing up for this other person? And she was like, no, you know, like, no, I don't. And even though this particular conversation is a female, I've definitely had similar conversations with men, okay? So I'm asking her, do you feel like you show up for yourself like you show up for this other person? And the answer was no, right? And she was like, I'm like, well, why not? And she goes, because it actually just feels more rewarding. But you got to understand where that rewarding feeling comes from. You know, you growing up and you being taught to pretty much do what other people want you to do, or react and respond, or, you know, show up, whatever, how other people expect you to, because you'll be appreciated, you'll be accepted, you'll be acknowledged, you'll be rewarded, right? And anything that you did that was not in alignment with somebody, what they thought or what they desired or what made their situation more simplified, you were punished, you were criticized, you were, you know, all the things that we don't want to be. You were disciplined and stuff like that. So it was like you learned how to pretty much be who other people want and or expect you to be. And that's clearly like how you operate. So I want you to really, like I said, take some time to yourself to really identify like what's going on in here, right? In this, your chest, your stomach, like what's going on in the inside. And, you know, in what ways can you change or modify certain things to make yourself and your situation better, instead of you just showing up and giving to people all the time. And I'm not saying giving is a bad thing, but being a people pleaser is very much so unhealthy. I hope this is making sense to you. I definitely do. And it is not about you being like an asshole or you being selfish. It's really you like caring for yourself in the way that you need to be cared for. Because right now, like I said, it's given like not really operating in your truth, right? Like your trueness, your power. And Leos, y'all got some real dope ass energy. Like, you know, y'all some real dope people. But it's like you're losing sight of what really matters, and what really matters the most is you, okay? You have the moon card that shows up in reverse. So this again is going back into the energy of being distracted, right? Not being able to really see things on your path for what they are. Excuse me, sorry, my apologies. But again, that moon card, there's always going to be like distractions or things that are happening around you that kind of like, you know, make you look around like, what the fuck, you know? Those things are going to happen. It's really like how you react and respond to the situation or circumstances that are presented to you that really, you know, matters the most. If you are, again, and it can show up as like a person, it can show up in different ways. I just know that it's showing up in a way where it's like meant to keep you from traveling the path of least resistance for yourself. Okay? Yes, people are going to do things. They're going to say things. Things are going to happen. Things are going to pop up. This is a given, right? But again, it has a lot to do with how you react and how you respond to it, okay? Now, this Princess of Swords shows up. And again, this is, oh my gosh, I wish I could just feel this energy. I mean, you're in the energy, so yeah, you can feel it, but I wish you can feel it how they're having me to interpret this energy. With the Princess of Swords, again, there are some things that you are holding on to, like your way of thinking, right? Because swords are all about like the intellectual aspect. So now it's showing up to, it's like somebody has taught you or showed you something and it's not really working for you, right? But then here you are and you're still defending the very thing that's not working for you. Because like you don't want to go against the grain, or your granny told you this, or your mama, or your papa, or somebody extremely important to you has given you some information. And although you have been operating in that information or with that information, it hasn't been working for you. But yet and still today, you're showing up and you're protecting the very thing that seems to be destructive in your reality. Right? So that goes back to that Sun card in reverse. That's possibly why they're saying like you're not really showing up and operating in your truth. You can very much so be showing up and operating in the truth of somebody else. Does that make sense? So for real, Leo, I think it's just time for you to really get clear on who you truly are. Like, who are you? What are your desires? You know how you have like those parents or your family members, you may have a goal or a dream that you want to go after and they don't agree with it. So then they start to project their fears or their limiting beliefs onto your situation and then put you in a position to start questioning yourself because now you're listening to them and you don't want like no conflict, no smoke type shit. You don't, the distractions that are there, and it kind of pulls you away from doing the very thing that you said you wanted to do with your life. You have to understand, and understand that everything that happens to, for, and with you is for you. Like nobody else has your particular experience, your particular situations and circumstances. They don't think the exact same way you do. Their journey is not your journey. Spirit did not give y'all the exact same pathway, the exact same everything. You know what I'm saying? So don't allow other people to come in and tell you so much about who you are or what you're supposed to be doing. This is why you need to get clear within yourself. This is why you need to understand, and overstand yourself. This is why you need to accept yourself for who you are and to start putting yourself in positions to get in alignment with people who can help you elevate, evolve, expand, and grow into the person that you are destined to be in or become. Okay? It starts within. The distractions don't matter. They're always going to be there. This is why you really want to learn to trust yourself from this moment forward. Every moment you have the chance to show up and make a different choice for yourself, right? Stop sleeping on yourself. Stop sleeping on yourself. Stop allowing, people pleasing. You can show up for people in a sense, but you really got to learn how to set some boundaries for yourself. You really have to understand, when and where change is actually necessary. They ask me what I do and who I do it for. You should be the first one. You should be doing it for you first. Even when you have kids involved or whatever, you got to make sure that you are straight first before you show up and decide you want to attempt to constantly give to other people. Because if not, then you're going to start depleting yourself. You're going to feel burnt out, underappreciated, aggravated, annoyed, angry, frustrated, depressed. All these other things are going to start happening, and that's not what we want. Okay? So this is the reading that I have for you right now, Leo. Make sure that if you have not subscribed, you do subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment. Let me know if it resonates, if you can relate to it in any type of way, shape, or form. And make sure you tune in on Friday for your element messages. And with that being said, I'll talk to you later. Peace.